By drinking my coffee today, and I drink a very specific coffee, and we'll get into that, why my coffee provides such strong health benefits, such as lowering diabetes risk, powerful support for liver health. And we got a lot of liver problems. Coffee is a potent liver healer, increases longevity. Studies are so clear. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day live longer and better than people who don't. Decreases heart disease risk, #1 killer in America. Decreases Alzheimer's risk, beating that even by daily sauna, which I do and I talk about. Decreases cancer risk. That's what a healthy coffee can do for you, but not a crappy coffee. So let's talk about what you're drinking. It's a really popular drink. So let's talk about coffee a little bit, because we're drinking it. And there's lots of controversy around coffee and lots of opinions about coffee. I was anti-coffee for the first 40 years of my life. I started drinking coffee in my 40s. True story. So the benefits of coffee and the research changed my mind. And so I tried it because I couldn't escape the pile of evidence that was telling me this antioxidants than anything on earth, really. I mean, way more than blueberries, way more than kale, way more than acai, that people keep touting, all these superfoods. Coffee beats them all. Did you know that? These green coffee beans had tremendous healing benefits. And I do look at plants as medicine. So I was like, what's up with this thing? But the data showed, here's what I drink and here's why. Purity coffee, and you can save 20% on your first order with code Rimka by going to puritycoffee.com. But let me tell you why. Here's a 5-pound bag. You save 20% on your first order, so it's kind of nice to do a big order. You save the most money. Why do I drink Purity? Because they hands down beat every coffee on the market in testing for health parameters. There are over 30 choices in the production chain that are based strictly on health, not on fancy marketing and all of that. It's based upon health. That makes a difference. What this coffee has, it has the highest chlorogenic acid, CGAs, and the lowest, I'll repeat that because I think I got cut off. You want to have, for this coffee, what is unique about it? It has extremely high levels of CGA, chlorogenic acid, which is the most potent antioxidant thing inside coffee. It's a polyphenol. That's the magic. And it has the lowest amount of acrylamides. That's a poison and a toxin that gets released when you roast the green bean. So the amount of the CGA is critical. That's the key to having the highest healthy kind of coffee out there. Then we want to make sure there's no poisons and toxins such as herbicides, pesticides, molds, yeast, damage, and the acrylamides from the roasting process. The green fresh bean has the highest CGA, and then the roasting process can destroy it. So you might have a great bean and a horrible roasting process, and you end up with almost nothing. Now, that green bean where the CGA is varies dramatically every single year which beans are going to have the highest CGA. So what Purity Coffee does is they test at least 40 organic coffees from around the world to see which beans have the highest CGA that year, and that's the beans they use to make the coffee. So with coffee, you need to look for organic at a bare minimum. Only 3% of the entire world's coffee is organic. Why? Why does it matter? Well, herbicides and pesticides is a whole issue of poisons killing you, destroying your gut, destroying brain performance, making you fat. And coffee is one of the most highly sprayed crops on planet Earth. It only comes in after cotton, which is big, and tobacco. So you may not realize how much poison you're ingesting every time you go to your local coffee shop or just get that cheap drive-through fast food coffee. It is loaded with herbicides, pesticides, things that are sprayed, glyphosate. Yep, gotta get rid of it. Then the next step is to get, once you've made sure there's no glyphosate, herbicides, pesticides, knowing this is one of the most potent sprayed crops on earth, and if you're having crappy coffee, your CGA, polyphenol, antioxidant, healthiest coffee, I want the beans with the most CGA. That's what you're looking for. Then you say, I want to make sure a company doesn't take that bean and ruin it in its roasting process with burning it, over roasting it, and turning the healthy parts of coffee into toxic poisons such as acrylamides, which a lot of coffee roasters are doing. Purity does not. Okay, now you can take this coffee and you can turn it into an even better brain performing, enhancing plant medicine. Coffee in and of itself, with all those polyphenols and even the caffeine, is a brain performing kind of enhancing plant. But you can increase that with a couple things. One, if you like black coffee, knock yourself out. Happy for you. But also adding some fat to the coffee helps some of those polyphenols directly cross the blood-brain barrier that wouldn't normally cross. So fat, such as heavy whipping cream, but many of my patients cannot have dairy for a number of reasons: Hashimoto's, autoimmune, gut issues, autism. So we use some other things, right? Maybe butter, maybe ghee. So again, back to adding the fat to help some of the polyphenols cross the blood-brain barrier. If my non-dairy people, and they're really still looking for that, I prefer we go with some of the creamers out there that are coconut based, and you are getting some medium chain triglycerides, which is another brain performing, brain enhancing agent. So that 8 carbon triglyceride, that's the one you want, the C8, you guys, will go to the liver and help the liver make ketones, which go to the brain. So that's a way to stack a good coffee or purity. We can add a little bit of fat because we're going to help polyphenols get into the brain directly. Some of those some of that cream may be coming from a coconut milk based. Again, many of the carnivores are not doing that. It's totally okay. If you can handle heavy whipping cream, awesome. So when I have to make recommendations for someone like my sister who enjoys her morning coffee ritual and the creaminess, goodness, and being diagnosed with Hashimoto's several years ago and losing her hair and gaining weight, and the fight to get her off dairy, the struggle is real for the doctors, y'all. Okay, I get it. So there are collagen peptide creamers with a coconut milk based. We're doing the best we can to live the best life we can. She can't have dairy. I gotta watch her antibodies. It's a total difference. She don't want high antibodies and her hair falling out, so we don't do dairy. So I use right now I'm experimenting Vital Proteins has a great collagen peptides creamer, and Keto Brains. I'm trying them right now, testing them out, and it's got some other great things, other stacks that I put in there. So if you're struggling with dairy, and I really like what Keto Brains has done. It's a coconut milk based creamer, so non-dairy, and they've added a few brain nootropics. I'm going to go over that in a second. I'm going to play with actually adding collagen to the coffee as well, the collagen creamer, because I like super creamy, and I'm playing with, if there's no heavy whipping cream in here, how creamy can I get it? Okay, because I like it really creamy. I put a ton of it in, and I always try things out and see if I can find solutions for my patients and the people I care about. So the other big important stack I've always recommended pretty much for everybody having coffee, especially, God forbid, if your children are drinking coffee. I don't think it's good for children. I mean, there's the caveat. I don't want children drinking coffee. L-theanine. So how to use L-theanine? L-theanine is an amino acid that's found in green tea, and it's what helps give green tea that power of a really calm, steady focus. So adding 200 milligrams of L-theanine, you can do it in capsule form, And if you don't have a good dispensary, please stop buying stuff on Amazon. Reach out to us. We'll get you on my full script, a physician grade dispensary, and I give everybody 10% off for just being on my full script. And you can buy anything. You can still find NAC there. You can get glutathione. You can get Quicksilver, pure encapsulations, designs for health. You can get the Vital Proteins collagen and collagen creamer on full script with a 10% discount. And I also give higher discounts for people who refer and all kinds of stuff. My patients even get higher. So if you need a good thing, just tell us. We'll put you on my full script and you can order from there. L-theanine, 200 milligrams for every 60 milligram cap. So basically for every cup of coffee, think 200 milligrams L-theanine. Now, there are definitely supplements or things you can buy. They're doing it. So the keto brains that I'm trying right now, they have L-theanine in there. So it's a coconut milk creamer, which then has the 8 carbon medium chain triglyceride. So we have the fat that goes to the liver that helps make ketones. We have the fat that helps those polyphenols cross the blood-brain barrier. And they have L-theanine, and they also have lion's mane, which is a medicinal mushroom, which is another brain stack that you can add to some coffee. L-theanine is hands down my favorite. Fat and L-theanine, start there. But Keto Brains adds a couple extra things. So let's go back. I'll say Keto Brains has 3 things in it: L-theanine, lion's mane, and alpha GPC. Why do I love L-theanine? Because it helps your body make a neurotransmitter called GABA and also alpha brainwaves. So GABA is the most inhibitory, calming neurotransmitter there is. It helps, therefore, also with focus issues. And alpha is a brainwave state that is neutral, that is deeply lacking in our hectic, externally focused, overly busy, chaotic, hustle and grind environment. Helps make clear decisions easier. Lion's mane is helping with neurogenesis, making new brain cells by increasing BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. And the alpha GPC is helping you make acetylcholine, which is another beautiful neurotransmitter. And acetylcholine, it does a number of things, but think of it as a communication signal between your brain and your muscles, right? It's something that helps that. And it's really important with those powerful cognitive states we call flow state. There's several neurotransmitters that are involved in that, where you're in a hyper learning state where time kind of stands still, and it's been 3 hours and you thought it was 10 minutes, and so much information and productivity has happened. That's what flow state is, where the book just flew out of you, the speech just wrote itself, the PowerPoint just all came together, and that's flow. And it's a powerful learning state and whole body healing state. So that's what Keto Brains has in it. But you can also just get some of these things separately on full script with me if you need it. Overall, healthy coffee starts with organic, low acrylamides, which comes from the right roasting process, and a very high CGA. Purity Coffee has the highest CGA and lowest acrylamides, with no molds, pesticides, herbicides, glyphosate, anything in the entire world, beating 49 other coffees every single year in 3 independent lab testing results. They don't play around. Start there. Then if you want to add some fat, find a good fat you tolerate real well. Then you can add L-theanine, okay? Then you might want to look at alpha GPC and lion's mane. If you do, get a great little product that puts it all together like a Keto Brain, something like that. Have a good one.